In today's video, we are going to take a look at the Toronto Raptors and the 4-out offense they use against zone defenses. Now, the Toronto Raptors are an NBA team. The NBA doesn't really necessarily have zone defenses. They will work a little bit differently than normal. But I really want to point out the fact that I personally only use 4-out against zones because it opens up the floor so much more. So let's get down, let's check this out. However, if you want a deadly zone, make sure to go check out the Unbeatable Basketball Zone Defense book that is down in the description below, which will double the low post and trap the corners. Or if you want a deadly perimeter defense, make sure to go check out the perimeter defense book that is down in the description below, which is going to be almost like a trap and really forces the team to speed up. So let's get down, let's check out these plays so that you can use them yourself. Okay, so as we can see, they are essentially in a 2-3 zone defense. NBA, they use matchup zones, so technically this guy is matched up here, technically he's matched up here, technically he's matched up here. If he is too far away from his man for more than 3 seconds, he could be called for a defensive 3 seconds in the key, but that is only the NBA. And let's face it, they rarely call it anyways. So what we're going to look at first of all is the ball is on this side. The reason is the opposite side of where this ball comes from. When it gets passed into that high post, the opposite corner has to cut, because the reason being is this man is going to be looking over here. This man is obviously going to be paying attention to this guy, but also needs to pay attention to him. And then, of course, this guy is kind of the last man out. He needs to get down. Technically, so does he when this pass goes into the middle, but that doesn't happen very often. So when they make this pass into that high post, we can see right here, that man is paying attention to that high post more than anything else. He is paying attention to the high post. He needs to get up. This guy needs to drop. Usually what happens, if the ball starts on this side and it goes into the high post, the baseline on the far side is usually wide open. And that is exactly what we see right here. You pass the ball into the high post, and this just ends up being a lob dunk. Now, if this man cuts, let's say, and that pass is not there, then this guy needs to rotate, this guy needs to rotate, this guy needs to lift, and that way, everyone still has a spot. And what you're going to find is the defense, if they actually defend this really well, and let's say this guy goes up and these guys drop because they're worried about him, well, now because the defense has dropped into the low post, well, now with player 1 moving to this corner, he's going to be wide open. If player 1 needs to, now let's say player 1 plays just a little bit too low because he's worried about player 1 blue being in this corner alone, that now leaves player 4 wide open. As you can see, just by merely passing this ball around, now you've really messed up the defense, especially if they're playing really high. So now, again, pass into that high post, player 2 cuts, player 1, 4, and 3 rotate, and now we may again have another possibility of somebody cutting baseline and be wide open for that layup. Again, if he drops, it's a kick out pass to the corner for a 3-point shot. Now, what they're going to do is pass into the high post yet again, and when they pass into the high post, this time the corners are not cutting. This is going to be a play for the center or the power forward, whoever is up there. He is going to be the one who attacks the rim. Now, if he attacks and he can score, you're all set. But if he can't score, he's most likely going to be collapsing defense coming from somewhere, in which case, in this case, Grady Dick is wide open for the 3-point shot, and he does make this shot as well. However, the idea here is very simple, and it's a very easy strategy to be able to run. Get it into the high post and have him attack. Very similar to drive, kick, swing. However, now you're going to be the high post driving instead of somebody on the perimeter. And when he attacks, somebody is going to collapse, and if they don't, he's going to get a wide open layup or at least a one-on-one slightly contested layup. Now, if, for example, you run a team that has a very tall player, you could run this strategy very successfully, because if they start sagging off thinking that your corners are going to cut, he can lift up for a 15-foot jump shot. Now, if on the other side of things, if they start pressuring him, and let's say he's taller, but they're covering the wings really well, he can attack 1-2 dribble, finish at the rim. Even just one dribble and collapse the defense and kick, now he's getting assists. So having that high post player is very useful if you are looking to win games. Anyways, I hope that these plays and these strategies help you. If they do, hit that like button and subscribe. Make sure to go check out my perimeter zone defense that is down in the description below. But also make sure to go check out the Unbeatable Basketball Zone Defense book that is down there as well. I'll see you guys again in my next video.